Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 3 of the Everton Director of Football Career Mode, and we are going to go straight into it with some transfer activity today, wasting no moments. As I discussed in the end of last episode, Weston McKennie was one of Sean Dyche's first and primary targets, and as you're seeing on the screen right now, we managed to sign him, and not only did we manage to sign him, we managed to sign him for 9 million. Absolute bargain deal. We did some very hardball negotiating with Juventus. His contract was running out at the end of this season and he had only 12 months left. So we went in with a 9 million. They kept coming back like 11 million. We went no. 10 million. We went no. Eventually they said they would need to think about it. They made a counteroffer to which we again said no. And we did get him for 9 million. Aside from that, we went in for Tahith Chong from the relegated Luton Town. Of course, he's just a good backup to Musa. His potential is only 74, so he won't go a lot, but he's still young, so he'll probably hit the 80s at the end of this career mode. Going into the next transfer immediately, Tino Livramento, backup and competition for Patterson. Patterson made quite a bit of mistakes last season, so 11.8 million from Newcastle. We can promise him more playing time here, where he has not gotten as much at Newcastle, with Kieran Trippier being in good form. These are the 3 signings we'll probably be making for this episode. We will be doing some player departures as well, as you can currently see. We got an offer for Vitaly Mykolenko from Aston Villa, but we decided that Aston Villa wasn't a big enough club to let Mykolenko go from Everton, so we would reject that offer. We would sell some Deadwood like Tyler Onyango, Lewis Warrington. They were just never going to get any game time here, and we would just cash in. A big bid would come in then though from Aston Villa yet again, this time for our main man up top, Beto, 46.1 million. I took a long hard look at it, but just like with Mykolenko, I ended up deciding that Aston Villa was at about the same level of quality as us in this save, and it didn't make sense to let our main man go there. Another sale for Stanley Mills. And as you can see, we also rejected some bids for Dwight McNeil. They were quite unrealistic destinations. I think it was Inter and some French club, Marseille maybe. We would end up selling Neil Maupay back to La Liga. And there you can see me rejecting yet another bid for Dwight McNeil. Wolves would come in for Jordan Pickford, but that one is also quickly rejected, as I don't think it was that realistic. The same would go for this Patterson offer. Again, I don't see why a Scottish man would go to the Ligue 1 when he's playing at Everton, close to home. This is how the team looks for now, the main starting 11 at least. And as you can see, Smalling has gone down from an 83 down to an 82, but he's still more than good enough, and most players are on a good trajectory of growth. We would sell Idrissa Gana Gueye eventually. He would go to Middlesbrough for just under $1 million. It's just mostly just getting his wages off the wage bill. We would get another offer for Vitaly Mykolenko though, as you can see, this time for Nottingham Forest. Again, I was just like, yeah, it's not worth accepting this, so we'll just leave it at that. We would get yet another offer for Patterson, but again, Bundesliga didn't make too much sense to me. Eventually, we would get a very interesting Dwight McNeil offer from Manchester United, and this is the type of deals that I was thinking about. If a big club comes in for our player, we will sell him. We did try and get the maximum amount for him. I think they first offered 20.8 million, and we would end up getting 27.5 million for him, which is quite considerably more, and I thought it would be realistic enough to sell him to Manchester United, considering that he would probably likely want to go if such an offer did arrive. This meant though that we needed some more signings. First things first, getting Jack Harrison back to the club seemed like a no-brainer to me. He knew Sean Dyche's system, he knew how he wanted to play, he was only 10 million, he has hit his potential ceiling, but for one season he should be more than fine. We would also bring in Lewis Hall as a backup left back because of Ashley Young's decline, and we would bring in Alex Myton as a backup to Jack Harrison. He's got some good potential, good English youngster. I think we could use him in the second team. Our season opener today would be against Liverpool in a Merseyside derby, a quite spicy season opener indeed. This is the team on your screen right now, and let's get into it and let's see if we can win our second Merseyside derby of this save. I decided to do a bit of a longer intro to this game and show off some of the animations that this game has to offer, just because I really liked how they looked. However, the first chance in the actual game would come for us. Beto, unfortunately missing, you would not have expected him to. I was kind of surprised at the time. Follow attack would again be for us with some good play out to Patterson, would eventually find Deulofeu in the center. He would take a shot with his left foot, but it would be saved by Alisson. The Reds now attacking from the left hand side, trying to find some space in between our defensive line. Diaz finding Alphonso Davies, a new signing by Liverpool. He would find Cody Gakpo, who would find his Dutch teammate Gravenberch, and it would be 1-0 to the Reds. Not a great start for us, and it wouldn't continue, as Gakpo would find himself one-on-one with the keeper and would finish as well 2-0 down, and Sean Dyche was absolutely fuming down on the sidelines. This time though, Jack Harrison finding Deulofeu, finding Beto, some good play by us. We thought this attack was wasted, but Musa with a good touch plays it in, finds McKennie, he has his shot saved, and we were getting quite frustrated, but the boys kept persisting. Onana winning that header, finding Beto, he finds just the tiniest pocket of space, and this time he does manage to beat the Brazilian shot stopper. We would continue our attacks. Beto yet again finding a lot of space, this time one-on-one with Alisson, again unable to score. He should have had 3 this game. A bit uncharacteristic by the Portuguese striker. However, McKennie picking up the ball, finding Onana, who finds Musa with a good ball to Deulofeu, and he would make things level for the Toffees. 2-2, and really good resilience here by our Everton team. This time in the second half, Salah trying to attack from the right hand side and just making this horror tackle. He tries to help him up, but I kind of understand the reaction here, as he gets a well-deserved yellow, I think, and I just wanted to highlight this less than stellar move by Mo Salah. This time though, we would continue Deulofeu on the attack and finding Jack Harrison, who would see Mikalenko trying to make something happen, but he would go back to Harrison, who finds Deulofeu, a bit of struggle in the box, and a magnificent save here by Alisson, who was on fire in this game, and you can see what it means to the Liverpool players. Taking another look here at this save, and it was pretty impressive, just the tip of his hand, making sure it stayed out. Next attack though, again by us, again in a counter attack, the way we like to play. Patterson finding himself out wide, finding Deulofeu, who has acres of space, can't shoot but doesn't, instead decides to play it to Beto, and he would make the 3-2 comeback. Absolutely amazing stuff, and you can see him run towards Sean Dyche. He is happy, he hasn't been sold to Aston Villa. We're happy he's still here, and he would even find himself on another chance, this time being stopped however. Liverpool would attack, a bit of a butt-clenching moment in the last few dying moments of the game. We thought they might be equalizing, but luckily for us, our defense was on point at the second half, and we win this game with a tight 3-2, but another Merseyside derby victory.
Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on!
We would get a offer from Bayern Munich for Musa this time, and even though it's a big club, I just didn't think it was realistic selling a player who's just been with us for 6 months to Bayern Munich, where he would get less game time, so I decided against that, even though it was a big club putting in an offer. Another offer for Pickford as well. I just didn't really fancy him going to the Bundesliga. Had it been a English club, I might have let him go, but not to Bundesliga clubs. we would simulate through the last couple of hours in the transfer deadline day, and we didn't really do any more business here. We just decided to see it out with the team that we currently have until January would roll around. Our next game would indeed be in the Conference League, some European football to enjoy this time around for Everton Football Club. I was very excited, I hope you are too. Let's get right into it. So our first European game against the Portuguese side in Vitória Guimarães, let me know if I pronounced that correctly. We would have the first attack down the right hand side, Musa finding Deulofeu finding the back of the net. 25 minutes in the first. Couple of minutes from this game were pretty boring, but at the 25th minute we would have the first proper attack and as well the first proper goal. This would be followed up by a chance for Vitória Guimarães, a corner dealt with well by our defense. It would fall back to a Vitória Guimarães player, but we would do a good job at defending this chance, standing off when needing to, not giving them much space until eventually Weston McKennie makes the tackle and starts another attack for us. Leading into the next attack, attacking from the left hand side this time, McKennie finding Mikalenko, just trying to poke that defense, kind of like poking a hornet's nest, seeing what's going to happen. They would clear it, but we would immediately win it back through Chris Smalling. He would play in Beto eventually, and Beto, well, he would finish against the Portuguese club. And he's obviously familiar with their league. It really shone here as he was our best player in attack by far, as he usually is. Next attack though, Vitória Guimarães coming forward and pretty poorly defended by Mikalenko, let his man go, and they would pull one back 2-1. Next attack would be Smalling attacking from the left, a bit uncharacteristic, but he would be dribbling like a slippery eel on the left hand side, trying to find some space to pass into. He would eventually find Jack Harrison, who would go back to Chris Smalling after some quick passing play between Beto and McKennie. He would find Deulofeu. Deulofeu would again find McKennie, and McKennie would finish for his first Conference League goal for Everton Football Club. A great moment for him, I'm sure, and 3-1 for us.
Let's go. That's what Papa likes to see.
After this point, the match would slow down quite a bit. I haven't shown a lot of the highlights as most of them were shots outside of the box, saved by the Vitória Guimarães keeper. I had eventually made some subs to help deal with the stamina, and as you can see here, some more good saves by the Vitória Guimarães keeper. And we really should have been like 5-6-1 up if our finishing was better this game, which is kind of crazy to say. As a result of this corner, it would fall to Tahi Chong just a bit outside of the box. He would find Jack Harrison, who would try to attempt a dribble to get into the box. However, he would be taken down and we would take the free kick. No card for the Vitória Guimarães player, but a definite foul and a definite free kick. As you can see here, their free cam as Beto steps up to take this free kick against the Vitória Guimarães players. Let's see if he can convert. He takes a moment to steady himself and then he runs up, lining up the shot, and he would unfortunately hit the wall. And this would pretty much sum up our finishing of the night. I know it sounds insane to say when you're winning 3-1, but we really should have been winning 7-1 at least, with the chances that we ended up having. We would eventually score one more, Jack Harrison, in the 93rd minute of 2 minutes of overtime, so 4-1 is how the game would end. Good result, but Sean Dyche really would like the finishing to be a bit more clinical in the future. Let's take a look at the Premier League table. We are currently in a very impressive 4th place, just behind Newcastle, Nottingham Forest and Manchester United. Obviously Nottingham Forest, quite a surprise in a 2nd place, and I don't suspect they'll be there for long. Our next match would be against Chelsea Football Club. This is the lineup with the current ratings. Quite good, if I may say so myself. Let's see if we can damage Chelsea and take some points away from the Blues. Let's get right into the game. After we defended the Chelsea's first chance, we would go immediately on the counter-attack. Beto with a beautiful move to open up space with him, outpacing all of the defenders and blasting it into the back of the net. Just 5 minutes in at Stamford Bridge and we would be 1-0 up. Absolutely amazing stuff, and once again Beto is running to Sean Dyche, showing that yes, I'm so happy you didn't sell me to Aston Villa. Our second chance of the game would be almost identical to the first chance, where we would defend a Chelsea attack pretty well and would counter this time from the right side, sending in a cross to the head of Jack Harrison, and we would be 2-0 up and within 11 minutes at Stamford Bridge. Also just amazing stuff here by the team. Good cross, as you can see, by Musa, who has really come into his own on that right hand side, finding Jack Harrison, making it 2-0. The team seemed in a good mood to play today, as in the 21st minute would yet again get another chance from a Chelsea attack leading into a counter, Deulofeu running down left hand side, but unfortunately would not score, Kepa making a good save. You can clearly see he's upset with the defense though, feeling that they should be doing better to track our runs. This would follow into a corner which would be delivered, and again Kepa would get it. However, anyone who has played career mode before will know that Chelsea always score. At least they do with me. Any match against Chelsea I will never keep a clean sheet, and it's the same in this Director of Football career mode. Nicholas Jackson finding himself in space, getting a good pass, and it would be 2-1, giving Chelsea a way back into this game. Let's hope we can keep ourselves in front. It would take all the way into the 44th minute for the next chance to arrive. A good counter would lead to a Beto shot, getting saved by Kepa, but unfortunately he was taken out during the build-up. There wouldn't be a card in it for the defender, but it's a clear foul and we would once again have a free kick. This time Deulofeu stepping up. Let's see if he can do better than Beto did in our Conference League match, and yes he can. He makes it 3-1 to us. His arrival at Everton, his re-arrival I should say, has really paid dividends. The next chance for us would wait all the way into the second half, into the 58th minute specifically. Beto attacking from the right hand side, trying to get a cross in, but getting fouled by Ferland Mendy, who would get us a free kick. This free kick would be taken by Deulofeu, trying to whip it in for a header. Unfortunately though, only as far as Chelsea players. Now Chelsea had the chance to do to us what we had been doing to them the entire game. Counter-attack. They would try and build up from the back first with Ferland Mendy running into the right hand side of the pitch, finding Badiashile. The ball would then be moved into the feet of Moises Caicedo, the ex-Brighton man. He would see Reece James on the right hand side completely free and he would be found. The Chelsea players were now really making a strong attack. Reece James outfoxing Mykolenko, finding Sterling, who would go back to James, who would find Nicholas Jackson, but it would be well defended by Smalling, or so I thought, as it would only go as far as Ferland Mendy. Mendy would find Conor Gallagher, who would find Mendy again, who would find Nkunku, and the Frenchman from RB Leipzig would find the back of the net. Unfortunately for us though, there would be one last chance of the game. In the 91st minute, we were pushed up way too far, I don't know why. Caicedo would pick up the ball inside of the box, smash it home, 3-3, and that is immediately how the game would end.
But watch this.
Wasting no time, we are going to go straight into the next game for the Premier League. It's Everton against Wolves. Let's see what the boys can do out on the pitch today.
Okay, let's go.
The first chance of the game would fall to Wolves. Gomes picking up the ball in the middle of the park here, finding Enciso, who would find Hwang Hee-chan, just passing it around our midfield. Our players not really doing too much. Enciso getting the ball here again. He would find Bellegaard, back to Cunha, to Hwang Hee-chan, and Hwang Hee-chan would smash it in from the left hand side. Just good play all around by Wolverhampton Wanderers, and some poor defensive play by us. Over to the 15th minute now, and we would start our attack, finding Musa on the right hand side. He would be off like a prom dress, going to whip in across to find Deulofeu, who gets in a good shot at Josie Sarr's goal. However, he would make the save. Onana would win the resulting header though, going to pass it into McKennie. McKennie who finds Beto. Beto with some fancy footwork, finding the back of the net, this time equalizing in the 17th minute, immediately picking up the ball and going on for another. The next attack would be for Wolves, and what would turn out to be quite a topsy-turvy game. Hwang Hee-chan on the left-hand side of the Wolves attack, trying to find some space. He gets past Patterson very easily. Smalling makes a tackle, but he gets the ball back, plays it into Cunha. Cunha finds Enciso again, and he would score a quite nice Wolf goal, to be fair.
You're finished. You're finished. You're finished. You're finished. Wallahi, you're finished. Wallahi, you're finished.
There would be one more highlight just before half time. In the 45th minute, we would have an attack on the left hand side. Harrison finding Beto, who would play it inside to Deulofeu. Deulofeu finds some space and he would smash it into the back of the net against Jose Sa, getting a very nice goal and a much needed one at that. The next highlight would be yet another one for Everton. This time an attack from the right hand side would see Beto in a 3v1 situation. He holds the ball up well and gives a very nice pass to Weston McKennie, who would finish 1-on-1 with Jose Sa. And you can see just how much it means to the former Juventus man as he runs over to Sean Dyche and celebrates with the big manager. Getting straight into the next highlight of this quite insane game, frankly, we would have another attack here from Wolves. Branthwaite trying to defend, unfortunately unable to do so. Balagarda is found inside of the box and he too would finish in the 87th minute. At this point, Sean and I had resigned ourselves to a draw, but unfortunately for Wolves, unfortunately for us, there would be one last attack in this 90th minute. We were storming down the left hand side. Harrison would pick up the ball, would find Beto in acres of space, and the Portuguese man would send the Toffees into raptures. Goodison Park went absolutely wild. Sean Dyche came over to celebrate and we would win 4-3 with some crucial points picked up at home.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Considering this episode was the first episode with some European football, even though it is the Conference League, I thought we'd make it a 5-game episode, so we would have one last game, Everton against Shamrock Rovers in the Europa Conference League. Let's have it.
Well, there was 45 sheep missing, like, in the lambs and everything, the sheep, just count out a nice bit of money, like.
So here we are in the final game of today's episode, Everton at home against Shamrock Rovers. Goodison Park in for another European group stage qualification night, attacking from the right hand side with Deulofeu playing it to Musa. Let's see what this game will hold for us. For now, the Shamrock Rover defense will do well, but we will recover the ball with Nathan Patterson pushing up the pitch, getting into a crossing position, but choosing instead to lay it off to Deulofeu, who dribbles past the defense and lays it off to Beto, who gets shot out at the keeper. He makes a good save, but Harrison would be there to turn it in. And we don't even have to make any cuts for the second chance to appear. Shamrock Rovers with the kickoff, trying to build their attack, but this Everton team was hungry for some good matches in the Conference League group stage, not wanting to be grouped, because that would be quite embarrassing, frankly. We retrieve the ball straight from kickoff, good passing play, quick passing play, finds the Portuguese Beto, and he would make it 2-0 in quick succession for Everton. That man is just unstoppable at this moment.
I'm also really mentally stable. I'm gonna kill myself.
It wouldn't be an Everton match though without us conceding at least one goal. A good attack from Shamrock Rovers from the right side of the pitch would find an excellent finesse shot into the far corner. Pickford gets a hand to it, but unfortunately it's just not enough and it would be 2-1. We would almost immediately spring back into action though with Deulofeu almost overhitting his own touch but playing it back to Beto, the Portuguese striker finding the near post and blasting it in quite nicely to give us a 3-1 lead. And the next attack would also be ours. Some good passing play from us right from kickoff after having taken the ball, a pass out wide to Musa, who had a good crossing position but instead decides to pull it back, and Deulofeu from a tough angle finds the far post corner somehow and he makes it 4-1. He has been the best signing since Beto for sure. The next chance would again lead to an Everton attack. Musa on the right hand side, after a good counter opportunity, would find Beto. He would smash it in yet again. The Portuguese man has really been on fire this episode, and isn't he always? He is just the man we needed in this rebuild, and he is such a clutch merchant. And as you can see as well, there have been no cuts made to the next opportunity, because right from kickoff we would again recover the ball from Shamrock Rovers. They were quite a shambles in this match. Beto again finding himself 1-on-1 and again scoring. He has just been insane this season. Very fine form, among there with the best of the world. And in the 82nd minute, we would have yet another chance for Beto, yet another goal for Beto. Say it with me, everyone. This man is absolutely insane. The GOAT, one might say. Beto again finding himself on the attack, this time on the right hand side, needing some support from his teammates, finding James Garner, who has been subbed in. Garner trying to find Beto yet again. He finds himself in space, and yes, he would score yet again. Jesus Christ, he has just been way too good for us. 8-1 is how the game would end for us. As you can see, we're wrapping up the episode by looking at some transfers, free agents specifically. I was quite surprised to see ex-Real Madrid goalkeeper Andrei Lunin on the free agents list, and I was very interested in picking him up potentially. Denzel Dumfries was also out of contract at the end of the year, and I was kind of thinking of picking him up on a pre-contract deal. Maybe he could be a backup centre-back or even a backup attacking midfielder for Musa. Furthermore, we would also see that Donny van de Beek has a expiring contract as well, which was kind of interesting, and we were potentially looking at picking him up as well. I think that's gonna be it for me today though. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry it's been a while. I've had a bit of a long week, but I'm sure you don't really care about that, and I will try my best to get these out more regularly. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy. If you didn't enjoy, leave a dislike and let me know why, so I can do better in the future. Anyways, this has been Mintish, and I will see you all next time.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.